Heyo, and welcome to Omnibroslive on a Wednesday. That's right. I am in charge of the board, and so there will be multiple problems tonight that you can look forward to. So, let's see. See, I'm already messed up because I wanted to show something, and there's like 50 bit. There it is. There it is. I love that one. I am OmniDog, joined by Comics Guide. Comics Guide, what are you eating?
Ritz cracker.
Oh, I was so hoping it would be something extravagant because I'm on a diet. Big hoagie or a banana split.
No, I think a Ritz cracker. That's probably going to be my dinner tonight. Right now, it's pretty late.
Where is your wife and child's?
They're in the living room right now.
Oh, okay. Hey, I forgot that I pulled out Smith's button for your daughter. Does she still like one?
Absolutely, yeah.
I'll send you a picture and she can have her choice. I have two. She can pick one.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. She would love that, man.
What other bands? Do you know what other bands she's into that I might have been into?
I don't know.
While you're thinking of that, let me plug our fabulous sponsor. Okay, there's that. I'm pretty happy about that. InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions up to 50% off, up to 75%. So I got a book at 80% off one time. You never know. 2% loyalty discount tacked on to that. $50 gift card. We just gave away one 2 nights ago. $50. I consider the $50 a lot of money. Anything I would pick up off the street is a lot of money. So starting with a dime, I would definitely pick up a dime off the street. So, $50 is a lot to me, right? Okay, what is this thing? Wait a minute. I can't find it. Okay, stop. $50 or more in an order will get you free shipping in the United States, which is incredible. Fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com. And let's see, there was a Gio knows these so much better than I do. Wait, mouth harp. Whoop, there it is. Doing, 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 doing. What a goofball. So we're here having fun because we're talking about comics.
Yes, sir.
We get paid to talk about comics.
I know.
The experience is here. What's your avatar of? Are you playing? You look like you're playing foosball, but what's that in the background? Like a snow cone making machine or something?
Is he wearing a Super Mario hoodie? Is that what I'm looking at?
Oh, wow. How can you see that so well? A Super Mario hoodie. Good pull. Everybody's got popcorn in the chat. Sweet Mimosa, Basmurf, Executive Producer James Abel, and Duh Collector. Let me tell you about Duh Collector. He has my phone number because he used to send me, I don't know, a few years ago, back when we were collecting Sideshow, what'd they call it? They were always putting out like $5 codes and $20 off codes, and you could gather them, and they didn't expire at the end of the year. So he would text me, there's a code up, go to YouTube, something. And so we'd try and get as many Sideshow rewards. That's what it was. So, okay. Foosball and a speaker in back. That's my brand hoodie, a Mario-inspired joint. That's some lingo there. A Mario-inspired joint. Comic Czar declares everyone buys Deadly Class Volume 4 in June.
Here. Yes, Deadly Class is fantastic. And it ends wonderfully.
I haven't read the end.
That'll be on my list
I'll
today.
be able to read it when Volume 4 comes out.
It is spoilers. It's going to be on my list for some of my favorite reads this year.
Oh, already?
Yeah. No, I love the ending. I thought it was great.
Is that? Are we talking about? Are we going to talk about it tonight?
Yes.
Or
yes, sir.
can you do? You can do it without spoilers, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not going to ruin the ending.
I'm going to have to go back to the beginning at this point and reread the whole thing. So, what was I going to say? Oh, the collector. Are you still in the chat, the collector? Because I just said sometime I'd like to see your collection, and I think it was yesterday. He showed me his collection. Unbelievable! It is.
Up to his name.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to show it to my wife and go, see what it could be like, sweetie. Look at this. He had a very impressive statue collection. I don't even know how many hot toys he had. He had Star Wars character hot toys that I didn't even know existed. Oh, thank you, Daniel's experience. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm not kidding. He had statues of Star Wars characters that I didn't know who they were. I'm gonna have to Google them. And then he had hot toys of characters. I thought I knew Star Wars, but this was going like deep into the Star Wars canon. But he had tons of toys. He didn't even show me his action figures. He stopped at hot toys. Yeah. But then in his basement, he had this huge Lego city. Like it filled the like a side of his basement, and it was a city, just a gigantic working city. I was extremely impressed.
Are you planning to kind of dip your toe into the hot toys that are coming out for the Batman set and Across the Spider-Verse? Anything catch your eye?
Batman. Is
Flash.
that? For the Flash movie.
Come on, you know you want the Batmobile.
Stop it!
You know you want the Batmobile.
I did see that. That is really cool. Yeah, you're right. Stop baiting me.
Did you at least see the Lego set? It's the Batcave, Jess, in a Lego set.
I did see that. Yeah,
and it's shaped like the Batman symbol.
Yeah, I think I feel like maybe Eric from the Omni Pups, Eric Fedorchik, built that thing. Because I saw somebody in Crypto's Den that had built it. I feel like maybe it was Eric. That thing looks cool. I really don't have the room for any more hot toys. I still have 2 that I have to still bring out and display.
Nonsense. You could always make more room.
Here's the collector. Good to see you, buddy. Sounds like we're getting a collector showcase reboot with OmniDog and the collector live on OmniDog's Vault. It would be an impressive half-hour tour. Half an hour. I was getting pictures for like an hour from him. It was really cool. I don't think I really don't have the room for more hot toys. I don't have the room for anything more than books. And I think that I've reached a sort of detente with buffer management where books are okay. Just nothing else. And I'm at peace with that.
That is a very fair compromise, I feel.
Yeah, thank you. I agree. The Tumbler hot toy go crazy. The Tumbler.
Batmobile from
the Batmobile. Okay, yeah.
Look, hats off to you guys, the ones that have the showcase statues and stuff like that. I wish I had the space and the financial means to have a few of those because they are gorgeous. Some of those are absolutely stunning.
Yeah, I only kept 3 sideshows. I kept because I I'm still trying to sell Poison Ivy because she's all packed up and I can't find the pictures that I took of her for eBay. So I got to unpack her and repose her. And of course, then I'm going to want to keep her. But I can't. I just can't. As cool as she is.
It's a vicious cycle. That's the problem. It really is.
So yeah, the collector, very impressive. Very impressive. So we're gonna talk tonight about our best reads so far. And you've said Deadly Class is already in there for you.
Yes. So yeah, tonight I figured it would be a good night to because this is kind of the half year check. Jesus, we're already in June, and we're halfway to the Omnis, which is everybody's favorite show,
and the Golden Abrams.
And the Golden Abram.
I have a candidate.
I figured it would be fun for us to do kind of a check-in and see what are some of our favorite reads this year. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's not like the Omnis where they had to have come out this year. It's whatever we've read this year that has really caught our eye and we thought, man, this was really great. It could be something that came out in the 80s or 90s. Just kind of a check-in to see what it is that we really, really enjoyed this year. For me, I'm going to start with Deadly Class. I finished reading Deadly Class this year, and it is such a great series all around. For those that don't know, it centers around a bunch of kids that it starts off in the early 80s, if I'm not mistaken, because they reference Ronald Reagan pretty early on. Early 80s, late 70s, possibly. And it follows a bunch of kids who they are recruited to a school to become assassins. A lot of these kids, some of these kids are just no good. They're just horrible people. Some of them, they are sons and daughters of master assassins and Yakuza members and Russian lords and stuff like. It's such a great read right from the beginning because you're getting that trademark Rick Remender humor and that introspective writing that he is so famous for. And it starts one way and you think it's going to end. I'm not going to go into details of the ending. You think it's going to end a certain way, but it very much doesn't. And I would really like to speak to Rick Remender on the ending because it seems like it kind of breaks the fourth wall towards the end, and you think it's going to go one way, like I mentioned, but it goes another way. And I want to know what his original ending was going to be because it very much feels like,
You think he changed it?
It very much feels like he changed it. There's a bit of meta commentary there on. So, one character is basically saying, yeah, we're kind of in a shitty place right now in the world, and why can't we just have a happy ending? And that's kind of more of what he leans into. And it's such a series that is so steeped in that punk culture and in that 70s and 80s and just the rebelliousness of it. They reference a whole bunch of bands like the Black Flag and things like that. And I know you've read some of it, so I know you know far more than I do.
I read the first 3 hardcovers.
Mm-hmm.
I read, but I finished. Whenever 3 came out, I read it, and I reread it. So I'm gonna have to start at the beginning again.
Mm-hmm.
But doesn't it come with like a soundtrack or Spotify list or something? Either it goes with the series or it's stuff he listened to. I think it's like I almost feel like he has something in the books. I could go grab one and see.
Yeah. I don't recall anything involving that. Certainly Remender grew up around this time. He's I think Remender's probably pushing close to 50 at this point, but he grew up around this time and you could tell he has such a fondness and a love for that music scene. And what I really like so much about this book is that he's able to intertwine the angst of being basically a high school student dealing with falling in love with somebody and them not loving you back and all the stuff that involves that, with the fact that they're assassins. And it the first so the first year, because it kind of goes through certain years of them going through the school, the first year is solid. It's when we get into the second year and we're introduced to the second year class students that pop up that it really hits the ground running, and I really love some of those characters. What surprised me the most is just how much Remender is not afraid of killing off characters. You fall in love with certain characters pretty quickly because they're really likable, and within a matter of issues, they're dead, and pretty gruesomely sometimes.
Yeah, and I don't think that's really a spoiler because if you've read any of it, you know that happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's art by, is that, I'm trying to think right now, I'm drawing a blank. I have to pull it up who the artist is. Is it? It's not Matteo Scalera, right? No.
I thought it was.
Is it?
I don't know. I'm gonna go grab like volume 1 and be right back while you continue to talk about it. I'll be right back.
So off the top of my head, guys, I'm double checking if the art is by Matteo Scalera. Phone for a while. Somebody in the chat help me out. Nobody in the chat is helping me out. Let's see. It's not Scalera.
Wes Craig.
Wes Craig. Thank you. So
Yeah.
the art duties here are handled by Wes Craig, and I just love his style, man. I think this is a match made in heaven. He very much fits the scene of what he's going for in the time period. And overall, you cannot go wrong with this book. He just wrapped it up. There was a bit of a break because there was a short-lived sci-fi series. And I think personally that series should have gone on longer, but it was on the Sci-Fi Channel. I mean, it had Henry Rollins as one of the teachers of the school, and I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, this is absolutely a must-read for you guys that are out there. I think you'll dig this a lot.
This is funny. I worked at Tower Records in LA for like 2 months before it became one of the worst jobs I ever had, and I quit.
So that was a real location.
Yeah, I don't know if it was in LA. I forget where this is set, but I can't even remember now. Volume 2. I remember reading Volume 1 a lot, several times because I kept. This is so great. So let me see. I felt like there was like a playlist or something at the end. Whoa, this has got a lot of Whoa, this has got a ton of extras.
Yeah. The deluxe editions are well worth your investment, by the way. They are wonderful little collections.
And I wonder if these are all in print. They're all getting reprinted, I think. They're out of print.
It's Rick Remender, so once he puts out a deluxe hardcover through Image, it's going to be quality stuff. He doesn't skimp out on it.
Right.
He loves that stuff.
Sketchbook. People getting killed. What? Rick Remender.
I think what's also significant about the series is that it's one of the very few series nowadays that it went, I think, over 40 issues. I think it's 44, 45 issues. We don't get too many of those anymore. We don't get the long form 60 issue comic series anymore. And for this to go 45 issues, I believe it's really impressive because these days a lot of people they're not writing for that. It's not the mid 2000s anymore where you're getting things like Fables or Scalped where they're going 60 issues, and for whatever reason 60 issues seem like that number to hit. Now we're getting 30 to 40 issue series, and this went for a while.
Yeah, I'm excited. Next week. Wait, when does the fourth volume come out? I have it. Let's see. Deadly Class, Conan. Conan's already been pushed into October from Titan after I did the essential collected editions, and that's what we said. Don't be surprised if something gets pushed into further out. Let's see. There it is. Deadly Class. That looks like the second or third week. Kids Will Be Skeletons. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, we haven't seen Make Havoc in a while. What up, Make Havoc?
It has been a minute.
It has been a long time. Speaking of hello, my friends, we meet again. There's official Scott Stapp.
Yeah.
Lionheart, True Graphic Novel, Derek Tyler, Sweet Mimosa said we had Aaron on Thor and Williamson on Flash. Wait, is that about? What is this? Thoughts on DC change in leadership? Is that the James Gunn thing, or has something happened like today that we don't know about?
I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't either. I was in a bubble today. If something happened. Hot Toys released or teased a photo in the early hours this morning of 7 suits for Batman in the Flash movie. It would be the death of me if they released 6 more. They already announced pre-order for one of them. And he's saying that's just Keaton. Okay. Deadly Class, they have the first 3 right now at IST. Good. Last time I checked. I meant about really long comic runs. Aaron on Thor, Williamson on Flash. And if Marvel would let Kelly Thompson finish a run like they let her finish Captain Marvel, that could be a long comic run. I wonder what she's going to write next.
She was a writer on that Black Widow series, right?
Yeah, it went 3 trades. Adam Hughes covers. She did West Coast Avengers, which got cut short.
Oh, criminally underrated, that Black Widow.
Oh, it's so good.
It's great.
That should have gone on much longer. It was so good. Was she the writer on Gambit, Mr. and Mrs. X?
Who's the artist on that team?
On which one? Black Widow?
Black Widow, yes. Just
a sec. I actually know right where it is here. I thought, De La Torre.
Okay. That should be your Spider-Man team.
It should be what?
That should be the Spider-Man team right now.
Oh. Kelly Thompson writing Spider-Man. Rafael De La Torre, Elena Casagrande, and Rafael T. Pimentel. So they've got a rotating cast, but yeah, this is pretty dynamic.
Yeah, that whole team should be the ones doing Spider-Man right
now. Speaking of Spider-Man, you have been pretty vocal in the OmniBros chat about the let's be nice here and say the inconsistency throughout the years on Spider-Man. Oh, wait. Costco pie alert from Crazed Cassowary. Brief interlude, but I finally got one of the Costco pies.
I'm so happy for you.
Nice, Crazed. What do you think of it?
I bet he loves it.
Blackhearts. Hey, sorry I'm late. I had to finish watching Ted Lasso. Patty and I are gonna start watching Ted Lasso because we finished the 3rd season of BBC Ghosts, and there's no legal way for us to watch season 4. Our daughter has VPN knowledge or something, but she'd have to come over here. That's the way I saw Song of the South. She hooked me up with all it was all chopped up in Europe, but you could put it all together. It paused a lot, but there was like 40 clips that you could watch it all.
Well, you will enjoy Ted Lasso. It ended last night. Last night was the
okay, so that was
apparently the series finale. Even though Apple's been very, well, we don't know. Maybe we'll come back with a spinoff, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a spinoff because this show's popular.
Yeah, so we're gonna. I think we might just start Ted Lasso and have our daughter look for BBC. Pie alert. It was quite yummy, but I agree it is rich and could do with a smidge more PB flavor. Sprinkles of pink salt helped with that, though. Yeah, I put at somebody's suggestion, I put like sea salt, a little bit of sea salt on it, and it was really good.
Does it make a difference?
It takes the edge off the sweet, how sweet it is. And it makes it tones down the sweet. I mean, I'm not piling it on. It's just a light sprinkle of like coarse salt, and it made a difference. Oh, you go to hell, Raphael. Forget it. American Ghosts, it sucks compared to the original. The original's crazy good. But you're welcome to stay here anyway. Oh, Jake, I finished Ted Lasso last night and cried my eyes out. Oh, it was Crazy Cassowary that suggested that. I didn't have any pink salt, so I used coarse salt. Praised.
Now, you are a downtowner, right? You're a big fan of Downton Abbey?
Downton? Yeah. Yes. Downton Abbey?
Oh, Downton. Yeah. I apologize. I am an American crude.
Watched the whole thing, and we've seen both movies. And yeah, I was fully invested in Downton Abbey. I somehow got sucked into it and couldn't pull myself away from it.
Yeah, it tends to happen. It's you are a sucker for a good BBC show.
Yeah, I do. I do dig British television.
Have you seen Sherlock? Did you ever get a chance to watch that?
No, I do want to see that. I saw a bunch of Luther, and that was amazing.
Luther's so good.
Yeah, it really is. It's super dark. It's too dark for my wife, but it's fine with me. And that's why we couldn't finish True Detective. I got to watch that on my own because that was way too dark for her. Here's Jesse say what? The only live stream that matters tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We appreciate it.
And here's a troll comment from Brave and the Boys. I don't be trolling us, buddy. We know better than that. Nathaniel's experience. I wish we could get a Tiny Onion Batgirl series. That'd be cool. Well, just ask him. Maybe he'll appear on your show. What's he got? Sure. He's just sitting there eating Costco pie and staying up all night with a baby.
I don't have anything else going on in my life right now. Nothing at all. Nothing. Why don't you hit us with one of your favorite reads of the year, man?
Okay, I'm gonna look at my Goodreads because I put up a video of we finished moving, and then I finally started feeling better about a week ago or 2 weeks ago. So I did a huge DC read through, and now I just started my Marvel read through. And then I'm going to do a Euro book read through. Goodreads. Oh, Night Eaters Volume 1. She Eats the Night.
Oh, okay.
By Marjorie Liu and the same artist that worked on Monstrous with her.
Yeah.
That's incredible. It's about Chinese immigrants. The son and daughter have a restaurant, and they have a crazy evil they live with their parents, and they have a crazy evil old person that lives across the street.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say too much about it because there's more to the family than meets the eye. It's a horror story. It's part of a trilogy. The first one was just excellent. I loved that book. I loved that book. I can't wait for books 2 and 3. I don't know when they're going to come out, but that team that did Monstrous, boy, she can write. Marjorie M. Liu can really write, and I can't think of the artist's name right now, but she's really great. This is the problem with Night Eaters, is if I tell you too much, if I tell you anything, it's going to spoil it. But just kind of take my word for it that it's a fantastic horror story, with more than meets the eye, and the kids learn things about their parents and about themselves, and it finishes satisfactorily. Teeny bit of a cliffhanger that is going to make you want to buy volume 2 whenever it comes out.
Okay, I will take you up on that. Yeah, she's over the last few years with Monstrous, she's been on the come up. She's been doing great stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, I missed Rodimus Prime Rib. Where uh-oh. I'm gonna have to take a sip of. Okay. As a leading Hispanic authority on the internet regarding comics, I am challenged all the time by Rodimus Prime Rib to pronounce Espanol to the best of my ability, and we'll see if I can do it well enough that Lou can translate it. El gran omnipero y el genial guía de páginas. Lou, ¿ya probaste el punt cake de limón y blueberry de Costco? Wow, postre de los dioses. Well, I saw pound cake and lemon and blueberry. Oh yeah, there's like a lemon and blueberry. Is it pound cake? At Costco? Have you had it?
It looks astounding. I have not had it.
Okay, so there's a lemon and blueberry pound cake at Costco. Holy smoke! What else does he say? Is it like food of the gods? He says there.
Nailed it. Yeah, it's basically saying the food of the gods. Yeah, it's basically he's saying the grand general of packages. And if I have tried the pound cake, the lemon and blueberry pound cake at Costco, we need to get that lemon and blueberry pound cake in this house because that sounds delicious.
That does. Let's see. So happy to see that Justified is returning. I need to see that. I still haven't seen it.
Great show.
Yeah, I heard great things about that. Omniballs, welcome. How about that huge haul Omnidog video? It took 2 parts just to go over it. Yeah, I released everything I bought so far this year because I hadn't done a haul video. I don't think since the pandemic. When I was spending government money on books.
Oh, how nice was that? Oh my gosh. When we were getting those checks, I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome.
Yeah, and like Kelly got 3 or 4, and Patty got 3 or 4, and I got 3 or 4. This is great.
Yeah. God.
That was actually, if you didn't die and get from COVID, it was a good time to stay in your house and read comics
and get paid.
Batgirl series would be for me because I'm just not a fan of how he writes them, but Department of Truth looks great. I needed to remember to start that. Are you going to give that another shot, Lou?
Yes, I'm 100% going to give it another shot. I think James Tynion is the dude's been working his ass off over the last few years. I genuinely think he's one of the best writers out there today. It was a misfire for me. Not every writer is going to connect with everything that they write for you, but I am willing to give it a shot because I have heard the more you read from it, the better the series gets.
I'm going to. I got the collected edition, and so I'm going to try. I'm definitely going to try and read it this year. I definitely want to read it this year. Omniballs. Here's a good question. Other than Thompson on Spidey, which is a great idea, are there any specific writers or artists you'd love to see get a crack at a very long run on a character? I love the idea of Kelly Thompson writing Spider-Man.
Let me think. I mean, again, back to Spider-Man. I would love Chip Zdarsky to get a long form run of Spider-Man. We've gotten small stories from him.
Yeah, they're collecting his 6 trades of Peter Parker, and they're collecting that and putting Life Story together with it, and the Life Story annual. So that's going to be a nice omnibus.
Sorry about that. The dog.
No, that's fine. I wish I had a dog in the background barking. Brian K. Vaughan, Birds of Prey would be cool. Yeah. Brian K. Vaughan on anything would be cool. Where does he stand with Saga right now?
He is still currently writing Saga. It seems like So I fell off of Saga almost immediately after it came back. I just didn't vibe with it anymore. But he's, as of right now, still writing it. I think that's the only thing he's got in the frying pan right now. Poor guy. You want to talk about not being able to get a hit. Everything he's tried to put out on TV has just been a misfire after a misfire.
Oh, yeah. Paper Girls only lasted 1 season, right?
Yep. Yeah, that was DOA. That was Dead on Arrival.
And Why the Last Man? Did that even get a full season?
It did. It got a full season, and it was canceled about 3 episodes in.
What else?
Yeah. It was just those 2 right now. I was talking to Gabe the other night on Patreon. I would love to see them do Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see them do Ex Machina. I'd love to see the guys that just finished up Succession to go ahead and try their hand at doing something like Ex Machina, because the thing about Ex Machina is that Ex Machina, so for those of you that never read it, it's a brilliant series. It's basically the West Wing, but what if Martin Sheen's character was a superhero and he was able to control technology? And you've read Ex Machina, right?
So long ago, I read it in floppies, so
right.
I need to reread it.
So the big hook of Ex Machina is that this is the end of the first issue. And props to Brian K. Vaughan, because this came out in 2003. So the big hook is the first issue centers around a superhero. He's the only superhero on planet Earth, and he can control technology. And he was able to stop one of the planes from crashing into one of the Twin Towers.
Right, that's right.
And he leverages that in order to become a politician. And what that would be like if he became the mayor of New York and tried to run for office and all the stuff that comes along with it. It's not even really the superheroics that's the interesting part. It's literally all the politics and the talking head moments. And it's such a fascinating read, honestly. I really want to go back to it because I haven't read it since I was in college. And for Vaughn to put that out, that first issue, only 3 years, it was like 3 or 4 years after 9/11. I got to give him credit where credit is due, man. That was pretty ballsy back then.
Yeah, pretty gutsy move.
Yeah. So, but I would love to see the people that did Succession take a crack at it.
There's the Patreon plug.
Mm-hmm.
We have a Patreon.
Yes, we do. $5 a month. Gabe and I just did one last Saturday. We have another one for this month because we have to make one up. But we had Ian on again, and we had a blast.
Ian.
Yeah, he watches the show. I don't think he interacts too much in the chat though, but he's awesome. He's done a few Patreon shows with us.
Cool. How'd you hook up with him?
We put it out there. We put the StreamYard link out there for our patrons, and if they want to join us in a chat like you and I are doing, they can go ahead and do that.
Oh wow, cool.
So for me, my next one is going to be, and I know you love this book. This is actually a recommendation from you. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Perfect. It's such a perfect comic book. It from the beginning all the way to the ending, all the characters, all the art. It's, oh my God, Tom King. Tom King really just needs to stick to doing these 12-issue series because that's really where his bag is. And I think he's probably realized it. Long form storytelling, it's not for everybody. I'm not saying he's bad at it, but Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is fantastic. And I just love the fact that it's basically a mythological story. And you've got this character who is this young girl on a planet, and her family is basically murdered, and she's out to seek revenge. On that planet, Supergirl happens to just be vacationing because it's her birthday, and she's drinking. And she can get drunk on the planet because of the color of the sun, so that's why she's there. So Supergirl follows her, and the little girl finds Supergirl and says, "I want you to help me get revenge on this." Basically, this was he like a bounty hunter? I forgot the guy's name right now.
Yeah, who murdered her father?
Who murdered her father? I will say, I text you when I was reading it, going, "Oh, you bastard! You know what my one weakness is when reading stuff and like watching movies."
Same with me. I still haven't watched John Wick because of it. But yeah, you and I said just give it time. It's okay.
Yeah, man. This is everything that I want in a comic book, man. It's such a beautiful story, and I get that some fans didn't care for the ending. It is a bit ambiguous, and it involves probably an unreliable narrator, but I still enjoyed it all the way through, and I want to see this team do more. I want to see Bilquis Everly team up with Tom King and do more stuff.
Yeah, I read something where he said he purposely left it ambiguous and left it up for the reader's interpretation, which I thought was cool. I really enjoyed that.
So you know more about Supergirl than I do. How much of the origin story, because it does kind of do a retelling of her origin story here, does Tom King change, and how much does he add on to it, and is that pretty faithful to what her origin? Because it's kind of dark.
I think he darkens it, and she's on that planet because she's always in the shadow of Superman, and she's feeling sorry for herself, and she wants to get drunk, which I think catches everybody by surprise because she's such a goody and everything else. But yeah, he darkens up her origin and for the lack of a better word, really humanizes her as a Kryptonian. But yeah, for what he does to Supergirl, this is one of those cases where usually I don't like it if a character's acting out of character, but this added so much to her kind of lore and made her so much more interesting than she has been in the past. I mean, I'm a huge Supergirl fan, so but yeah, it was my top. I split the number one spot between that book by Ram V, Layla Starr, and Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow last year as my number one picks. But I legit laughed out loud when I got that text from you. I think you called me a bastard. What's happening here? And I'm like, okay, I understand. Don't worry, though.
We extra points because Comet is in this, so
right.
Extra points for that. I love Comet.
Crypto goes with her to that planet. I believe we both loved Peacemaker.
Absolutely.
Let's see, and I loved Wednesday, but you did not.
Couldn't get into it.
Yeah, I loved it. It bumped Peacemaker out of my number one spot for last year, but we both agreed on Peacemaker that it was amazing. Let's see. Here's two different opinions. Why the Last Man was a good watch, though. Why the Last Man was horribly done. So you're right. Things, comics and television, everything hits people differently. Yes. N-Man 40, we just talked about. Oh, they have a lemon meringue cheesecake at Costco. Mrs. Omnidog just heard that and went, "Oh!" When Friday, I didn't see it, but it seems to have just rolled out. I hope they have the key lime pie this year.
Oh, hell yes.
Holy guacamole!
Key lime pie is my favorite.
Here's Terscotti. Hi, Justin Lou. New book haul videos are great. Thank you. That was a big mountain of books. Yeah, I hadn't done a video in forever. So I hadn't done a haul since I looked at my own channel for once and went to see when my last haul was, and I really feel like it was 2020 or 2021. So I just posted everything that I had purchased this year. And who was it? I think it was Crashline, or one of our viewers. I had everything stacked on a table, a folding table, and pulled it off it, and he said, "You're trusting that table way too much." And I was worried. That was a lot of books on that table. He was right.
Hey, I got a random question for you, because I saw this post the other day. Do you classify cheesecake as a tart, a cake, or a pie?
Wow. Tart. It's not a cake.
It's not a cake. I don't think it's a cake.
Yeah, it's called cheesecake.
What did you just say? Did you say it's a cake because it's cheesecake?
No, yeah, it's called cheesecake.
Yeah, it's called. My wife says, yeah, it's called a cheesecake. I don't think it's a cake though.
I think it's a pie.
I don't think it's cheesy either. So it's an odd term. So it's either a tart or what?
A pie?
A pie. Gosh, it's hard to call it a pie.
But it's got the crust of a pie, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It has a graham cracker crust usually.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a big tart? I don't have any other options here. I guess out of those three, I'd call it a big honkin' tart.
It kind of is a tart, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say it's because a tart is like crust with creamy filling usually, right? Like a cheesy.
Yeah.
That's why he's saying a big.
So, yeah. Where do you have any more random questions? Because that was awesome.
No, it's. I literally saw a post about it the other day, and I kept thinking about it, and I thought this is a Jess question, because I know that you like to bake, and you're a really good baker apparently. And I thought, is it really a cake? It messed with me for like about an hour.
That's awesome. That's one reason why I don't do social media. I think maybe it's its own category. You've got cake, pie, and cheesecake.
Yeah. Strawberry cheesecake is the shit, by the way. I love strawberry cheesecake.
Oh, do you have a special place like Trader Joe's or something? Trader Joe's has great desserts, frozen and made.
It's stereotypical, but I love Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's Cheesecake Factory.
Oh,
they do have 400 things on their menu, which is usually a bad sign.
I love their menu.
Take 4 things and do them well and give me that menu. I don't want 45 pages of things to eat, except when you got 19 different cheesecakes. So yeah, Cheesecake Factory's legit. What's the dessert at Cracker Barrel that you tell me about?
The Cracker Barrel dessert is the chocolate pecan pie. It's seasonal, only in the fall, and it is amazing.
Okay, by the fall, I should have lost enough weight that I can try a piece.
There you go.
And I'm sure there's a Cracker Barrel around me.
Yes, it's delicious, Jess.
Brave and the Boys says, I actually ate the lemon blueberry pound cake today from Costco. My coworker got it for us when she did a Costco run to the store. That sucks because I was the first one to take him to the pound cake, so I got an edge piece, which I don't think it was as good if I had gotten all middle piece. Costco desserts are crazy good, mega sized, and cheap. I love how we got sucked into Costco desserts again.
Let's bring it back around to comics. You got another one for me tonight, man?
Daniel Warren Johnson on Spider-Man.
Fuck yeah.
Daniel Warren Johnson on anything.
He's so good. He's such a talented writer and artist.
Yeah. Let's see. My The Last Man. Still haven't read any Vaughn books besides Paper Girls. I've been eyeing Ex Machina and DMZ. DMZ is Brian Wood.
Yeah, that's a different Brian.
Yeah. But it's worth a read for sure.
I've heard good things.
Supergirl. Rick Ray says, "Oh, Human Target slaps. One of my all-time favorite Tom King books. I haven't read that. I have the first. You know what else is good is Dark Knights of Steel by Tom Taylor.
I told you, right?
Yeah, you told me about that. Yeah, it's great. I still haven't read Do a Power Bomb. Have you read that?
I have read the first issue of Do a Powerbomb. I absolutely loved it. I have all the issues. I'm looking at them right now on my tablet, and I just haven't gotten around to finishing it up. But I'm dying to read it.
Yeah, I need to read it too. It's kind of criminal that I haven't yet.
Yeah, I still think his best thing is Murder Falcon. God, I love Murder Falcon.
Did you read Beta Ray Bill?
I haven't. I've heard it's very good.
Mm-hmm.
To me, Murder Falcon just hits because I love that music.
Yeah.
And you get to the ending and the big reveal and what's going I think all of us got the book that year thinking, this will probably be something good. And it ended up being, I think, unanimously all our favorite books our favorite book that year.
I had super low expectations. That was the first Daniel Warren Johnson book I had read.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's going on in this? And then by the, third page, I was like, oh my God, this is so awesome.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, we all agreed. You're right. Sweet Mimosa agrees with me on Supergirl. He definitely darkens it. I'm still kind of mixed on how King writes her, but it's better than New 52, and she was basically just early Vegeta. That's a wait. That's a Dragon Ball Z reference, right?
Yes, it is. Very good, Jess.
How do you say that name?
Vegeta.
Vegeta.
Yes.
And so how is she what's the deal with Vegeta?
He's a bad guy at the start of the series. He eventually turns good. He's the son of the king of the planet, and the planet gets blown up, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. That's the general gist of it.
I did like New 52 Supergirl when she became a Red Lantern. That was bitchin'. That was some really good writing by Charles Soule. Okay. Rick Ray says Ram V and Felipe Andrade have another book coming out with Boom later this year. Nathaniel agrees with me. Wednesday was great. I'm not going to read that one, Rodimus, because I don't want anybody to see what Lou and I were talking about. Love that Wednesday made the Cramps cool again. Saw the Cramps twice. They were awesome. And that was, when you do a dance to Teenage Goo Goo Muck, that was solid. I don't think you followed it enough to get to that scene, probably. You bailed before that.
No, I got about 2 episodes into Wednesday before I immediately went, this isn't for me.
I'm so sorry about that.
That wasn't for me.
I feel why the Last Man show would have been done right if it was made years ago and by HBO.
We just got Last of Us, and that was great.
Jenna Ortega getting used for everything now, though, so not sure how long the show can last. Is she getting cast and everything now?
I kind of feel like they're they're kind of starting to stereotypically cast her and stuff. She's in the Beetlejuice 2 movie, and she's playing she's playing Lydia's daughter in that movie, so she's probably going to be the goth girl in that.
Was that the Christina Ricci part in the original Beetlejuice? Or that was Christina Ricci, right? Or was that
It was Winona Ryder.
Winona Ryder?
Yeah. Yeah. So she's probably going to play the goth girl in that. She was just the goth girl in Wednesday Addams. She was just in Scream.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was great. I love the new Scream movies. They're really fun.
Okay. Cheese pie, says Derek Tyler. But you're eating a runny-filled cheese tart.
I think the chat is.
Look at the Choco PB pie from Costco. Cheesecake Factory for the dessert, because that omni-sized menu is ridiculous, right?
God, it's such a good menu.
Pecan pie from Cracker Barrel is glorious. Would Harley Quinn be classified as a tart?
Maybe.
I think so. Have you guys read Death Rattle? Have you guys read the American Vampire Omnis? Have you read any American Vampire?
I have not read the Omnis, but I've read most of the issues in single when they were coming out. Man, that's such a great series. That was Scott Snyder when he was just bursting out on the scene. And the big hook of that series, if you remember when it was first coming out, was Stephen King wrote the backup story in this. And everybody's like, holy shit, Stephen King's writing a comic book and he wrote the backup story in this. We need to check this out. And then you read the first issue and you're like, yeah, this Stephen King story is good. Who the fuck is this Scott Snyder guy? This is really good stuff. And that was the book that started to kind of started that momentum of him blowing up into the mainstream of comics. And man, it's a great series. I really enjoyed it for what it was. I think the best arc that I read was the World War II arc, where he splits the series. He was doing double writing duties at the time. He had his regular artist, Raphael Albuquerque. He was doing the main series, and then he had a spin-off series with Sean Murphy doing the art duties on that. Yeah, telling the story of a bunch of other military commandos and what that was like going to Japan. And you want to talk about a strike of genius? It's depending on where you're from is the type of vampire that you turn into. So you've got the American vampire, you got the British vampire, you have in Japan what they would turn into, which was freaky.
See, I haven't got to that part yet. The last part I got to was the American West in like the 1870s.
Okay. Yeah, he takes it all the way to pretty much almost modern day. It's man, and you get introduced to so many cool characters along the way. It's such a fun series.
Barnacle Blake, I will talk about this book because that's the next great book I read this year. Suicide Squad Blaze by Cy Spurrier. Good call on that one. It was good. Good, Barnacle. I'm glad you liked it. Boy, I read so many good books. Suicide Squad. Oh, wait. I'm on Goodreads and it's doing its own thing. Let me see how I can describe it. The regular Suicide Squad, like Captain Boomerang and King Shark and Harley Quinn, are sent out on a mission to watch over an extra special task force that has been given. They've been given a experimental drug that gives them different, depending on who it is, gives them different superhuman powers. The catch is that it cuts your life short to like you only have 3 months left to live.
Oh shit!
But they're in Belle Reve prison anyway, so they're pretty terrible people. And they have to go after this creature that you never really get to see very much in focus. The art keeps him kind of a blur, and that's on purpose because he's constantly in motion. he's attacking and devouring people at a specific reason. I don't want to spoil it because that's part of the deal. But they let Cy Spurrier go there with all the characters. I mean, nobody is safe in this book, which is amazing for DC to do. They're trying to hunt down this character, and I will say that I think it starts out with about 6 of these special task force guys with different superhero powers, and as each one dies, their power, their strength goes to the next like 5, and if 5 dies, then the 4 get incredibly stronger, but their lifespan gets even more shortened, and they have to go after this creature. It is really remarkable. Cy Spurrier, gosh, he's one of my favorite writers, and they let him just go nuts in this book. It is the best Suicide Squad book I have ever read.
Wow.
And it's just amazing. And I'm not saying that because Harley Quinn's in it. Of course, I do love Harley Quinn, but this story rocks. And I love Tom Taylor's Suicide Squad, of course. But this was incredible. Definitely one of my top reads. It was in my video top 10 DC reads so far. I have another one that I can go for after yours. But this book is what they let him do. They let him do whatever Cy Spurrier does whatever he wants to the DC universe. And I don't think it's ever been done before. And yes, I realize we're talking about comic books and it's not real life, but this is a comic book show. So it's remarkable what they let him do. And boy, is it a thrilling, intense ride.
Okay. That sounds like awesome, man. What's that? Suicide Squad Blaze?
Blaze, yeah.
I'll check it out. Yeah, I'll add that to my list tonight.
That comes with the OmniDog guarantee for you.
Is it done?
Sorry?
Is it done? The whole series?
Yeah, it's been collected into a big, oversized black label book.
Okay.
So yeah, it's done. You can read it, and you will be astonished by it. Although I don't want to hype it up too much, but yeah, it's great.
I am downloading that tonight. Squad.
Awesome.
Thank you. My next choice. This is for all of you out there that want something that's a little bit more horror focused. Dark Ride. Dark Ride is absolutely 100% fun, and it centers around an amusement park. And the creator of the amusement park, who when he initially created it, made a deal with the devil.
I think I hauled that and showed it in my haul video.
I think you did.
You must have told me to get it.
I did. The creator of the theme park basically made a deal with the devil, and it flash forwards about 50 years later, I want to say, and it involves this individual who she's investigating her brother who is missing and what happened in the theme park that caused the brother's death. Needless to say, the theme park is absolutely haunted and crawling with all kinds of freaky ass demons and shit.
Fun.
Dude, it's such a fun read, honestly. And what's really cool about this is, let me get the creator. I can never remember his name. Joshua Williamson.
Oh yeah, Josh Williamson, right? He's the one that wrote a bunch of Flash.
He's the one that just finished up his Flash run, I think about a year or two ago. And he's so good at this. He also did Nailbiter, which is a really great horror read as well. If you're looking for something that's got a lot of body horror to it, there's that in this. It involves a lot of really gross stuff. But man, overall, it's just such a fun read. The art is done by Andre Brisson, and man, kills it. Kills it. I love the fact also that after the first issue, you basically get like a map of the entire theme park
Ooh.
you know, like the ones you get at Disney and stuff like that with the numbers, and then here's this ride and what this is called. Just such an overall well thought out story and such a fun read.
Sorry, I'm taking my pills for the night.
No, you're good, man.
Jake, I'm sorry, but I'm reading that digitally, so I'm not sacrificing for you. Forget it. Yes, Derek, you definitely need to look into Murder Falcon. That comes with an Omnibro guarantee. We all loved it.
That was all of us had that pick for our pick of the year that year.
Wait, what was Sweet Mimosa's comment? Whoa, where did it? I'm still kind of mixed on when she. Oh, okay, that was the Supergirl comment. Sorry, I get way behind on these things when I'm doing it.
That's all right.
I just meant she liked to yell and hit things. That was Supergirl. You got me craving pie now, but Costco's like 40 minutes away.
Worth it.
Scott Snyder was at his best during New 52. Maybe it's just me, but didn't dig his writing as much afterwards. If anyone can get me to like a Suicide Squad book, it's Spurrier. Whoa, it's amazing. Yep, I'm saying it. Even better than well, they're two completely different animals. These Ostrander's run, they can't really be compared because Ostrander's run is more traditional, whereas this is Blaze is more of a horror book, like a really terrifying horror book. So it's hard to compare them or say it's more of an apples and oranges thing. Wait, Lars, what are you saying? You did. I cannot remember if you are reading it this year. Sorry, I'm way behind, so I don't know. Sorry, but did you talk about the IST move? There's an announcement on the front page. They hope to be back to processing orders June 5th. Right, they're moving across the street to a bigger facility.
Wow.
So thank you, Charles, for bringing that up. That's what I invited Emily to be on the show or Cameron to talk about the pandemic and what their experience was like. But this isn't a good time because they're moving two huge companies across the street to a bigger facility. And yeah, they're suspending filling orders and stuff, I think, as of today until June 5th. So yeah, it's maybe once they're done with that and they can catch their breath, maybe in the fall we could get them to come on.
Good for them. Yeah, I would love to hear what they have to say regarding IST and how their experience with the pandemic was and everything like that.
Yeah, I thought it would be interesting to find out how they navigated it. It's almost up to date. I have my books in there that I'm reading, and then it's like Instagram. I always forget about it. I'm like, oh, I have to say I finished this book on Goodreads like 10 books ago, and I just haven't got there. Okay, gotcha. I have the miniseries, but haven't had a chance to read it yet. Unfortunately, yeah, that's Blaze he's talking about. I want to see if I feel like I hauled Dark. Wait, what is it? Dark Ride? I'm almost positive I did. It sounds so familiar. Yes, here it is. Okay.
You got it?
I'm moving it to the top of the pile for my image read through.
I think you'll enjoy it.
It says volume 1. Do you think there's going to be more?
There's going to be more.
Okay.
Yeah. The last one of an evil corporation. Huh.
That's a Luca. I can't figure it out. Luis recommendation.
That'll work. Good job. I will take it.
You can likely post a link to your Goodreads profile and have peeps follow you. I think my profile's public and it's just my name. It's not OmniDog, it's Jess Bragg. I wonder if IST's business skyrocketed with everyone stuck at home looking for something to read during the height of the pandemic. I'm sure there are interesting stories to tell because that was a crazy time when I remember Omnis. Oh, thank you, James. You're interested in my Goodreads. I'm going to update it right after this show. And there's my handle, I guess. But gosh, the pandemic seems like it was so long ago.
It does
to me. But that's when Omnis were kind of underprinted with too much demand. And everybody got caught flat-footed because Omnis were being printed 6 months out, and the pandemic hit and everybody was at home with them big checks, and they started buying collected editions, and Marvel and DC and all the publishers and IST had to adjust, but everything's printed out like a year ahead of time or 6 months ahead of time. So it took a while for them to adjust, and then Diamond blew up. I mean, I think that's a big deal that Diamond blew up like almost right at the beginning of the pandemic. So that didn't make it any easier. So I think if they're interested, they could have a good story to tell.
I think it would be absolutely fascinating. Every company managed it differently, and them being in comics, which that was I remember all of us in the chat going, we don't know what's going to happen with comics and Omnis and stuff like that. Everything felt like it was in such disarray and everything was up in the air. Like, will they still publish out books? What's going on? And I think, kudos to them. Kudos to DC, to Marvel, to IS, to all those companies, man, to mom and pop shops. They were able to get through it.
That's what I was mostly concerned for the LCS. Like, how is an LCS going to stay in business?
Yeah.
Are they going to be able to have customers come in? Are they going to get product? So that's what I was really worried about. But as far as the comics world goes, things worked out. This might be interesting. There's a good mini documentary going on there with the pandemic. And is that what you want us to write with Emily and Cameron? a mini doc? Dark Ride 6 just came out. So is that issues 1 through 5? 1 through 4. Okay. Welcome to the scariest place on earth. Cool.
You're going to enjoy it. I'm telling you, you're really going to enjoy it.
Awesome.
I got to get going, though, Jess.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, get going.
Well, I will just say In Stock Trades is your place to get collected editions at multiples of percentages off. Don't forget your loyalty discount, 2%. We give away a $50 gift card at the end of every month. $50 or more gets you free shipping in the United States, fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. And my last great book that I'm going to tell you about was going to be Catwoman Lonely City and World's Finest by Mark Waid. Those were incredible.
I told you World's Finest was great.
And you told me about DC versus Vampires.
I did.
Which was also great.
Uh-huh.
Who was it that told me? I think it was Gio about Jurassic League. I was for sure thought I was going to hate it.
That's a Gio.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's a Gio book.
Okay. Well, thank you very much to the chat for joining. We appreciate your viewership, all you viewers out there. We really appreciate it. I appreciate my co-host. Where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me at Comic Scout 101 on Twitter and Comic Scout 101 on YouTube. There's a whole bunch of old videos on there, and then some of them might help you out.
And you can find me, OmniDog, on OmniDog's Vault on YouTube. I just put out 2 videos today on my haul for the year, and on Instagram, where I'm going to start posting right after I update my Goodreads. So that'll be later tonight. So peace and love, peace and love. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll use our music to play us out. Although Gio puts thanks for watching. I like our music and that globe crushing that Infinity Gem glove. What is it? The Infinity Gauntlet. Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
Okay, peace and love, peace and love.